So there's a lot of controversy going on right now about YouTube, and a lot of companies have pulled their ads from YouTube. Now, I want to show you an article of the companies that's pulling their ads and what are their reasonings. So here's the article that we're going to start looking at and breaking down what's really going on. So it says Walmart, PepsiCo, and Dish pull YouTube ads over hateful videos. Big brands are flexing their political muscle as they pull even more ads from Google's YouTube after ads appeared next to extremist videos. So we're not going to read through the whole thing, but it's showing you that Walmart, PepsiCo, Starbucks, General Motors, FX Networks, and Dish Network have joined the advertising blackout against Google after learning their ads are appearing on YouTube next to videos espousing racist and anti-Semitic views. Now, they say they told the Wall Street Journal they're pulling either some of all of their ads from the internet giant after being alerted the ads were still appearing on Google-owned YouTube, despite an apology from YouTube and a promise of change in policy. So they talking about all that it don't align with their views and all this other stuff, and it's a bunch of BS really at the end of the day, and we're going to get to what's the real thing they're trying to do. They talk about it marks another some bad news for YouTube. It's being faced with increased scrutiny as waves of anti-Semitic and racist incidents have shocked the country over the past several months as people have searched for reasons why this appears to be happening. Their attention has fallen squarely on extremist news sites, social media, and services like Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Other companies have backed away from YouTube, including Verizon, Johnson & Johnson, AT&T, McDonald's, Marks and Spencer, L'Oreal, Audi, the BBC, The Guardian, and the UK government. So it's saying all these people who are separate corporations, they all band together under one umbrella to go after Google because videos are showing up on anti-Semitic, racist, some say homophobic, and all these different videos. All of a sudden it's a problem now. So you must question, why now? These videos been on YouTube forever. What's the concerted effort? What actually happened to cause them to say no more? Well, I will show you exactly what happened. Let's go back to the video. Now that you've seen the article, let's go ahead and talk about the real reason this is happening. Now, we looked at a presidential election that was very fierce in competition. It was very nasty. But at the end of the day, Donald Trump became the president of the United States of America. There's a lot of people that invested money into Hillary Clinton. Understand that. On the tune of close to $800 million. Their $800 million investment is gone. They tried everything they could to get Hillary to win. The mainstream media machine was very biased toward Hillary Clinton. They lied to the people saying that she was going to win. The polls say this, the polls say that, and none of that happened, and any of that was true, just straight lying. She even had the Obamas speaking for her, celebrities speaking for her, everybody you could get to speak for someone, and she still lost. On the night of the election, you saw all the people crying. Trust me, the corporations were crying way more tears than those people because they lost millions of dollars investing into Hillary Clinton. But they don't take L's too easily because they don't want that to happen again. Rich people don't want to lose money like that when the system has always proven you give a certain amount of money and then you get this result. Now, after the election, the terms start coming out more and more and more fake news. I'm going to run two clips. One from President Obama when he was in Germany. The second one is going to be of Hillary Clinton. Let's go and roll those clips.
At an age where there's so much active misinformation, and it's packaged very well, and it looks the same when you see it on a Facebook page or you turn on your television, where some zealousness on the part of a U.S. official is equated with constant and severe repression elsewhere, if everything seems to be the same and no distinctions are made, then we won't know what to protect. We won't know what to fight for. We can lose so much of what we've gained in terms of the kind of democratic freedoms and market-based economies and prosperity that we've come to take for granted.
The epidemic of malicious fake news and false propaganda that flooded social media over the past year, it's now clear that so-called fake news can have real-world consequences. This isn't about politics or partisanship. Lives are at risk. Lives of ordinary people just trying to go about their days, to do their jobs, contribute to their communities.
Now, as you heard, the tone of Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. Fake news is a threat to democracy and everything that we have worked for. Understand something. The people's media is a problem. And I call social media the people's media. Why? Because the people control the narrative, not the corporations. The people get the stories out quick, not the propaganda wing of the mainstream media that has to go through many handlers before you even hear it. You know the mainstream media hate that you scoop them on stories every day? Do you know they hate that you put out opinions that they can't even put out? Do you realize the mainstream propaganda media hate that the people's media have made them obsolete? They can't even find a place in the world. They have to literally mirror and copy everything the people's media is doing, and independent voices to have some sort of relevance today. With the people's media, we aren't controlled by politicians. We don't have to call Senator so-and-so and ask, can we report on something? We don't have to ask a special interest group to say, can we report on something? We just do it. Versus the mainstream media, which nobody likes anymore, they have to do that. They're upset that they have lost a lot of money because individuals are kicking butt and taking names on the people's media. So they got to regain control. And they had a meeting right after the election of Donald Trump with George Soros and many billionaires. And they wanted to figure out what happened. And what they concluded is we must stop the people's media. And we need to take the narrative back and put it back in the hands of the mainstream media that we control. So they looked at YouTube as the avenue of the people's media because they look at these big voices that's out there, small and even great. They looked at the videos that some of you have promoted to say, don't vote for Hillary Clinton, sit at home. They look at the videos that say you're a Trump supporter. They looked at your videos that were extremely anti-Hillary Clinton. So they say, you know what? YouTube is the avenue that the people's media use more than anybody. They went after Facebook as well, but now YouTube, because YouTube is one of the biggest sites for people doing independent media. So all these corporations all banded together at one concerted time. And all of a sudden now they're saying they have a problem with the videos on YouTube. Now, if Hillary Clinton would have won, you wouldn't have heard none of this. But they're pissed off. They lost an almost $800 million investment into Hillary Clinton, and they don't want to ever see that happen again. So YouTube has been attacked by these major corporations, people they've been dealing with for years. Now, all of a sudden, they have a problem with YouTube and Google, saying about hate speech and, terrorist videos and all this other stuff. Listen, there's some videos that are on YouTube. I agree they shouldn't be on there. Some people, I wouldn't want my company's ad on some of the videos I've seen on YouTube. People taking people's children's photos and roasting children, doxing people, and all the things that, I've seen on this platform. I wouldn't want my videos on that either. But that sort of thing, YouTube has rules for that, and they have policies against those kind of videos, and they'll deal with those. But you're on a concerted effort with it all at one time. It started with the UK government and the BBC and the Guardian pulling their ads, and everybody start following suit. The thing is, a lot of people don't like Donald Trump at all, and they don't want to ever again see their money be so invested in a candidate and they can't win. So they want to eradicate the people's media. So YouTube, just in response to try to protect their bottom line, they start demonetizing videos from everybody. YouTube has been shutting channels down, been taking videos down from some people in restricted mode, because they do have restricted mode that you can choose to set. Some people's channels aren't even shown in restricted mode. Now, they use restricted mode at schools, but my daughter told me about that. They said the kids know around their way around restricted mode, and they watch what they want on YouTube. But you know how kids are; they smart. They figure their own way around. Even my videos do show up in restricted mode, but not all of them. Some from a few months ago and maybe a few years ago, but not the current stuff or whatever, right? So YouTube is just trying to feed off the attack, but the people should be upset more than anything. This isn't YouTube. Trust me. Everybody's blaming YouTube right now. They're not the bad guy on this one. It is the corporations I read to you earlier that is the one that's causing the problem, forcing YouTube to try to censor the people's media and independent voices so they can regain control over the narrative. Whoever wields information has power, and they don't want the people, you, me, whoever, to wield that kind of information. They want you asleep. They want you silly. They want you not be able to disseminate the right information. I'm going to tell you how serious they are with it. On this channel alone, I had 18 videos demonetized in a day. But those of you that like the Ratchet Video Weekly channel, when I'm just joking around having fun, nothing was demonetized. You know what that tells me? It's okay to joke around and have fun all day long, but don't talk about serious topics. Don't talk about the candidate they want to win, because that is a problem. Now, me personally, I'm not on no political team. I'm only for the community that I'm a part of, and I want us to do better. But whatever side of the spectrum you're on politics, or you're not even with politics, this should be concerning to you, because yeah, you may celebrate others that's getting shut down, but trust me, the way they use the word hate speech is so open and so vague. Anybody can say something's hate speech. You can make a video and talk about me, and they say, "Oh, I'm being bullied. Oh, it's hate speech." Like, come on, man. I mean, really? I mean, are we all in kindergarten? Because it seems like the majority of Americans in kindergarten. Oh, he said I'm ugly. Okay, the teacher taking your demerit now. Your teacher's putting you in timeout now, or whatever, calling your parent because you hurt someone's feelings. Me personally, I don't like a lot of things I see on the internet. I don't like anti-black male, anti-black female. I don't like none of that stuff. Okay. But do you hear me advocating on my channel that people should go shut this down and try to shut Fox News website down, or shut down this or shut down that one? When you shut down others, eventually it's going to turn right back and get you shut down. And that's happening right now. Some of those who are extremely on a Democratic side, some of their stuff getting shut down now, along with those who are on the conservative side. Their stuff getting shut down. So now there's a big uproar about, oh, look what they're doing. Well, when you get to that point about shutting stuff down, that's going to end up happening. It's going to end up happening to you. So what should the people do? And at least the people that support us here. This is why outside funding is more important than anything when it comes to your favorite content creators. We put a link up in every video about Patreon at the bottom. We pin it to the top. We just need at least 2,800 more people to join us on Patreon at the rate of $5 a month. And we wouldn't even care what they're doing. We want to be 100% people funded. We don't want to have to depend on the stream of revenue here to fund what we're doing, because if they could successfully hurt YouTube to the point YouTube can't be used, then they won. Then you lost, because they did this to try to protect their bottom line. We're talking about the corporations. They're all on board with this. And whether you like me or not, or agree with my opinions or not, everybody should be concerned about that. Mass censorship of ideas, mass censorship of political views. It should be a great concern to every last one of you. And this is why I can't stress more and more that join us on Patreon at a minimum of $5 a month and help us so we don't have to worry about anything like that. Because this is the thing. If your favorite content creators can't really put out the information based on funding, then they got to find other things to do. Then that's how you get rid of the voices, because they're going to have to do things outside of this. But as long as, this is kind of providing a stream where you can keep it going, then you continue to do so, because we live in the real world. We got bills, we got kids, need to pay food. Some of us pay child support. Some of us do all kind of things, right? And that has to be taken care of every single month. So with that being said, stand up to the corporations. Let them know you will not destroy the people's media. You're over with. You're done. The mainstream media that you control is done. We're sick of the lies. We're sick of the propaganda. We're sick of your division. We're sick of it. As a people, we're tired of it. And we finally have control of our own version, the people's media, and you want to try to take that away. No. The people need to say something about this and defend YouTube, because YouTube is not the bad guy on this one. They're really not. And I saw it for what it was. I saw how AT&T donated money to Hillary Clinton. Verizon was paying Hillary Clinton for speeches and also gave money to her. I mean, it's a lot of corporations tied into Hillary Clinton. They pissed off about their investment. And they blame the people's media for it, because the mainstream media wasn't doing it. It was the people's media. Notice they so serious about it that the FBI is investigating Breitbart and InfoWars. Alex Jones, do you know that? Trying to see if they have any kind of Russian collusion. No, they was the biggest voices against Hillary Clinton. I don't agree with Breitbart or Alex Jones, but I'm saying it's an issue to hear that they want to silence the people's media. And no matter you agree with me or not, you need to say something. You need to come to YouTube's defense on this one. Defend your content creators against all these corporations that have banded together against the people. They want the people silent. They don't want you to be able to speak your mind and also possibly earn a revenue from it. They're trying to take away the incentive of YouTube in hopes of you shutting your mouth so they can control the narrative. They can control the conversation. Well, you're not going to control that anymore. It is what it is. YouTube will weather the storm, and the people need to say something about this against these corporations. It's the corporations against the people's media, bottom line, and YouTube's caught in the middle, because if they get too draconian on the rules, they're going to destroy themselves as well, because the content creators create YouTube, period. So that's how they made it this far. So they can't penalize you so much where everybody's gone, because then where their funds go come from, right? So it's a bad position for YouTube to be in. And this stuff, we knew this was going to happen. We knew it. And how many times that, even though I don't agree with this guy, Donald Trump, but he did say the media is the enemy of the people. And now I get it. Trust me, I get it, because they're happy. The media is licking their chops with this story. Trust me, they love it, because they want their revenue back, because the people's media took it from them. They took it. The people's media too fast for them now. It's like we lightning, and they just slow 2 miles an hour when it comes to doing news and getting our stories and putting out good content and not filtering stuff through political elites and all this other stuff. So people, please make sure you say something about this. You should be concerned all the way around, because this sort of thing is exactly what these corporations want. Complete control of your average everyday person. Never take pride in censorship, because eventually that censorship is going to come visit you. Then you're going to become angry. And that's the thing. YouTube has rules for a certain kind of content, but outside of that, don't side with corporations on this sort of thing, because they're not for you. They don't want you to get information. They want to control your mind, not you control your own. Just understand that. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this. Share the video, like the commentary, and subscribe for more news stories.